Check. All right. All right. Let's pull this up. Hello, hello. Hey D, hey Kuma, how are you guys? Can you hear me okay? And can you let me know if you can hear the Ableton okay? Check, check. Should be all right. Yep, I hear that. Yeah, you can't hear Ableton, of course. Okay. Oh, wait, that would be why. Oh, one sec. This has to go. Okay. Running errands, not fun. Okay, let's see if we can hear this now. Oh, I know what's going on. Yeah, I can't hear Ableton, of course. Okay. All right, we should hear that. You're gonna hear an echo in my voice for a minute. Oh, wait, that would be why. Oh, one sec. This has to go. Yeah, I can't hear Ableton, of course. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Maybe an echo for a sec. No, we're good. We have. Let me see how many tracks we have. Hold on. Everything keeps popping up on the wrong window here. So far only a few tracks, not too many. What's gonna be loud? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 tracks so far. That's bound to change as it usually does, but honestly, I've had a long weekend, long week. If there's less tracks today, it might be a blessing for me. I just got back like an hour ago from playing in Newcastle, and the trains were atrocious. First one was delayed 2 hours as I was stuck on it, and then the second one, oh, that's not fine. Second one, I had to sit on the floor because the train terminated, and then I had to get on the next one, but the next one was full, so I waited another 45 minutes, got on that one, and that one was also full, so I had to sit on the floor. And then they had to go extra slow because they were so congested. It's quite the long day, but now I'm just chilling, vibing. Right. Just gonna wait another minute or two for people to join in. Do, do, do. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. All right, let's get started then. So let me swap to the stream. I don't know why it's not the right size here. What if I... Weird. I don't know why the Ableton's not... Oh, because I'm using the wrong screen. That's why. Huh. That's all right. I just downloaded mini meters. Do you guys use mini meters? I'm keen to check it out. Well, actually, I only downloaded the demo because they said to try the demo first. Because if you do the demo and it doesn't work, then you shouldn't buy it. So I literally just did it. What's this? Audio server. I don't know what that is. So I just bought it. I'm going to try it out. But it's only 20 US. It was 10 US, and I had it open for like weeks, and then I never bought it, and now it's 20 US, and that's what I get for waiting. Oh, it works. Wow, cool. All right, so we're gonna have the mini meters set up. Maybe I'll do it like this. Don't want to. Let's go up here. Like this maybe. That looks bad, doesn't it? Now let's bring it to full screen. I'll just put this down. Yeah, I'll put it down here. We don't even need that. Boom. Cool. All right. Let's make sure I got everyone's tracks here. 3.14 was the last one. Okay, so I'm missing that. Sorry, I'm talking to myself a little bit. I'll catch up on the chat. 1 sec. We're going to listen to the first track. We have Sparkling Revolver. Let's turn the loop off, and let's just go ahead and get started. Yeah, the party with Guy was really good. Full dance floor. The vibe was really, really good. The vibe was proper music. Yeah, really nice hanging out with Guy. Honestly, last night, people were talking in my ear on the dance floor, asking for, people like coming up and saying they enjoyed the set, whatever else. Sometimes I didn't understand a word people were saying. Their accents were so strong, and I'm sure that they couldn't understand me either. But yeah, the gig was really good. Hello from Ireland. So we need these on the master, don't we? Okay, the track's not bad. There's not really too much going on, so it's not super interesting. Oh, that's better. I like the bass change. Bit repetitive. There we go. Okay, so it's got some nice progressive elements. It's definitely more interesting over here. Hey, James. Nice. Build up is nice. Nice. Nice additional layer there so that it maintains change. It's a bit short-lived though. Okay. The ride is a tiny bit loud there, but it does add a nice bit of energy. Okay, a couple things I'm noticing. The first half of the track's a little bit repetitive. Not an overly long track, but it probably could be a little bit shorter or just something else to happen here. The lead sound could have a bit more atmosphere and movement. Right now, it's just kind of stale and repetitive and not even repetitive, but it's just a bit stale. It could have a little bit more reverb and delay on it, so it's more atmospheric, more rhythmic. It has more movement to it. Right here, the song picks up. It's starting to sound better. Build-up was a little bit kind of expected here, like a bit, just a bit like predictable. But then the build-up and drop sound really good. Second layer, everything sounds, second drop sounds good. The second lead sounds good. The snare I find a bit snappy. It's like it's almost like a sharp bubble popping, like almost like a balloon popping. I would say it's a bit too sharp, and I would actually probably lower the pitch of that or EQ a little bit of the clap out around maybe right there. It already sounds better with that little cut there. Yeah, that sounds better already. Cool. Overall, nice track though. But yeah, just that main lead, maybe bringing it in a little bit earlier, a bit more movement, and maybe some modulation on the lead itself, opening and closing the cutoff a little bit. Maybe some LFO movement on there can go a long way to making it sound less repetitive, because it did seem quite repetitive in the first bit. Up next, we have Meki with Into the Stratosphere. Hey, Volker, how are you? Ugh. Also, is this timing good for everybody? I did it a little bit earlier today. I'm in London, so it's 5 p.m. for me. Groove's really nice on this one. This is the kind of vibe I was playing last night, very proggy. Those atmospheres really work for the track. They make the track not feel repetitive. That's really important to keep in mind. Also, is my voice volume okay over the track? You can actually see down here that there's definitely some waveform issues. Some of these are much louder. You could fix that with a clipper or a limiter, but probably a clipper. Cool breakdown. Nice. Nice breakdown into that kind of bridge. Oh. Nice. That vocal was great. The groove is really good on this one. The little ear candies, the percussion. Oh, thanks, Sergio. How close are you guys in Vancouver? Kuma, James, and Jordan. Are you guys close by to each other? Yeah, I would actually play this, I think. Mikey, if you want to send it to me, it's done. If you look at the waveforms, see that sharp hit there? Just want to fix that. All the details in that are great. The tracks are great. The track itself is great. The details are great. The levels are pretty good. I think there's something wrong with the kick. Like the waveform in the kick, look at that. You can see how some of the kicks go up. Some of them are a little bit higher. So there could be something with your side chain as well. Oh, that's cool. Well, maybe it doesn't work in the demo version. Nope, don't like that. Yeah, overall, sounding really good vibes, really interesting the whole way through. Nothing I would really change on that except fixing the levels and looking into your kick. And yeah, that's really it. Overall, it sounded really good. The kick felt a tiny bit quiet, actually. Just a slight bit quiet. Up next, we have Chad. Okay, we're learning. We need a triangle vibe. And how big is Vancouver? Like, are you guys in the city? Vancouver Island. Yep, still taking more on Deception. We only have 8 tracks so far, but I'm sure more will come in. They always do. Sorry, 9 tracks. 10 tracks. We got one from ARTN. And Celtic. Liking the vibe on this one. Sorry, one sec, guys. No, I think we're okay. No, I think it's okay. If we do need something, I can let the front know. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry guys, that was the housekeeping. I'm liking that vibe. The open hat sounds quite nice. No, I didn't see your track. Let me refresh Patreon. Oh, there it is. I see it now. So I'm liking the vibe on this one, but I feel like it needs a bit more ear candy or something more catchy. Otherwise, it's just kind of repetitive. Like, this is good, this new element. Still a few hours away from each other. That lead could have a little bit more reverb. It just feels like it kind of gets dry at the end, so it kind of just fades out and Doesn't sound super rich. That's cool. A little bit repetitive here again. There just needs to be a bit more. I like that drop though, that's cool. I like that a lot. So what's saving this track is that new element. Pop, pop, that one. Yeah, I agree, the melody did feel flat. That's cool. Okay, the kick itself is a bit weak. You can see the transients here, how much the clap is affecting the transients as well. So the kick is here and the clap is bringing it up way there. So the kick is too quiet compared to the clap. Yeah, like to me, the kick is just about 2.5, 3 dB too quiet. Yeah, you can't even really tell where the kick is there. It definitely needs it needs some power. So I would push the kick up a few dB. Your shakers are a bit stagnant. They could use a little bit of swing from the groove pool to make them just slightly less robotic. Your open hat also sounds really similar to your shakers. So what this does is your shakers and your open hat sounding so similar, they don't really overlap well because it sounds your shakers kind of blend into the open hat. So the open hat, when it comes through, it just kind of sounds like the shakers just kind of, it's not really moving out of the way. It's just kind of going and it just doesn't really sound overly, I don't know the word, like it doesn't sound overly punchy, I guess. Like it's not cutting through the rest of the mix. So if you change the open hi-hat or the shaker to be a little bit different, have a different color or a different pitch, or use the side chain so that when the shakers are playing and the open hat cuts through, it will duck down the shakers a little bit, just by 2 or 3 dB, just enough to give that open hi-hat a little bit of room, and that will duck it down and then let that hi-hat cut through. Otherwise, it just they kind of blend together a little bit. Clap isn't bad. The bass is a little bit muddy, and I feel that the bass has a little bit of stereo imaging that you probably want to take out. So I'll just take a look at that. Not too bad actually, but you do have a little bit of stereo imaging in the low end that you probably don't want. You could take that out with a mid-side EQ like this, and then you're good to go on that. And that's basically it for that track. A lot of groovy elements in there actually, so well done on that. The groove overall is good. The different accents and different sounds you have that is encouraging the groove is all really good. Just the mixing things is the most that you should focus on. Up next, we have Mika James with Refuge. Whoops. With Refuge. Yeah, it's a good foundation for a track for sure. Oh, is my camera not even on? I didn't even realize. Put that on. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that it wasn't, my camera wasn't on. Thank you. Nice to see you. I don't know why it wasn't done already. Oof. Very nice. Very groovy, bassline solid. The background sounds are really nice. Sounding good so far? Okay, This is really, really nice. The energy is really good on the track. The kick sounds good. I think the kick could be a smidge longer. It's very like punchy. It doesn't have a lot of top end. I kind of wish it had a very tiny bit more top end. Actually, you know what? It kind of works. It's kind of unique, which I like. The mix overall sounds really nice. The only concern I had was that some of the sounds felt a tiny bit random and a little bit like too dynamic, like a little bit too loud sometimes. The thing is, when you are making stuff like this, it can sometimes sound a little bit random because you want to add in these like ear candies and these effects and these one shots and stuff. And some of these sounded like they blended really, really well, and some of them felt a bit random to me. So I think that one sounds good. That one was a little bit random. I think it was just a bit too loud. That one too. Like all those back to back to back, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. It felt like you're just kind of dropping in things every chance you get. And that I sometimes do as well, unintentionally. I'm trying to do like these one shots and these atmospheres and these ear candies. And I was always falling into the habit of doing it too often. And I would feel like every time that one was done, I'd be bringing in a new one. And that was done, I'd bring in a new one. And it just kind of felt very formulaic. And it didn't feel like it was adding value to the track. It was actually holding back the track because it became a bit predictable. It's like you're kind of just waiting for this new sound to happen. And you actually want to give us a bit of space in between them sometimes so that they can feel really interesting when they do hit. You don't want to like expect another one to come and then another one. You want it to kind of catch you off guard and distract you a little bit from the original groove. So it's a pretty subtle detail, but I absolutely love the groove that you have on this. Really high quality stuff. Yeah, just some of the hits are also a little bit too loud. I think pulling them down a little bit would also help, but yeah, really, really cool track. Yeah, that right there is so badass. The drum fill and the do, really, really cool. I would play that for sure. In like a high peak energy set. Well done. Up next we have Nick Reed with Delta Snake. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's cool. You can do mid-side. Wow. Oh, definitely multi-band. Kick is a little bit loud in this one. Just a little bit too boomy and full. Taking up a bit too much space. So I would turn down the kick slightly. Or just make the kick a little bit more on an angle so it's not so full. And a little bit more on the top end of the kick, so that it feels a little bit more, it's snappy on the top end. Yeah, I'm gonna turn down the low end a little bit. And turn it up. Yeah, alrighty, that sounds more balanced. Nice transition into the breakdown. Nice. That lead is nice, very cool. My only thing is that sometimes the lead feels a bit washed out and a little bit like hard to really tell what's going on. It's kind of distorted and like almost like low quality sounding, and that's just gonna make it hard to hear over a loud system. Sounds very wide, and I feel like if it gets, I don't know, on a loud system, it might just get washed out. I mean, it's just not like super direct. It's not a huge deal. It's just the one thing that I noticed. Kick could definitely use more high end and less low end. And then the drums, I think you should just turn the kick down by about 1.5 to 2 dB, and then also reduce the low end another 1 or 2 dB on the kick. That way you have a little bit more high end, even boost the high end a little bit on the kick, and then by turning it down, you'll allow the claps and shakers to be louder and the hi-hats. Because I think your clap also needs to come up like 2 or 3 dB. And then maybe just a little bit less of the washout effects on the lead to make it a bit more solid in the track. And I think that's it. Overall cool vibe. Bassline sounds really nice. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. We have Ruka with One More Dance. That's that new toy, yep. Hey Third Eye, how are you doing? That's Proggy vibes. Oh. Cool vocal. I like the bass line. I like the groove of it. I like the overall energy. I like the vocal. The drums are a bit quiet, especially the hats. That lead synth is a bit weak. It's just a bit quiet and kind of hard to, it's not very defined. Kick sounds good, bassline sounds good. Very nice bassline. Pretty neat. It stays interesting, which is good. Yeah, no problem, Nick. Yeah, I'm glad you're learning. Thanks for the donation, Third Eye. Appreciate it.
Baby, I need one more dance with you.
Our vocal's really cool.
I want to touch you.
Nice. Yeah, it's really good. The drums just need to come up a little bit. Clean up the low end a little bit. It is a bit muddy with all the percussion. Really cool vibes. Yeah, bassline's nice. Nice melody. Yeah, I think that's really it. Drums up. Clean up the low end a little bit. There's just a bit of overlap. And this lead here is just kind of hard to hear. Like, it's hard to hear what's really going on, so I would try to make that a bit stronger and not have the notes overlap so much because they kind of blend into each other a bit too much. Else? Kick sounds good. No, I think that's really it. A cool track, very unique, which I like. We have 8 tracks left, and then I kind of want to just go. I'm going to do a quick preview of one of my new songs because I wanted to show everybody my new song because it's on a small label. Hey, I'm just gonna do a little bit of self-promotion. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, that's enough self-promotion. I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's new and I'm excited about it. All right, let's move on to the next track. This one's called The Passion. Whoops, I would keep doing that. Hey Mason, thanks for joining. Oof. I'll put the link to that track I just showed you guys in the comments. It's not a small label, but I always just try to give my absolute best whenever I get taken on for remixes, so I spend a lot of time on that one. Definitely a club banger. Oh, I recognize the sound from there. Maybe from one of my patron packs. Oh, you know what? That is so weird. The remix that I just showed you has the exact same sample. It's a remix, so you must have grabbed the same sample. Listen. Oh, where is it? Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it, but I literally have the exact same sample in that track. That is so funny. I guess the remixer used the same sample. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. This bass line sounds really good. I love what you've done with that sample though, that's really cool. Okay, I was kind of hoping for a bit more on this drop here. This melody doesn't really match the vibe at all. It's a nice build of melody, but maybe the contrast works. What do you guys think? Do you like the contrast, or is it just too off? Cool how it builds up and brings in that new element. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. I think the first half just sounds too dark for this to come in later, but this sounds really good. So maybe you could bring in something that would make it less dark over here. Just tease the melody, or like those saw, the wow sounds are very dark sounding, and they kind of give the idea it's going to be dark. So when the melody comes in, it feels like it's taking it in a completely different direction, and I just don't think it works very well. I don't know if that's just me though. What do you guys think? Okay, so a little bit of both. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it sounds like two different tracks. So I would try to keep it a little bit less dark. And then maybe even a string or a pad or something can be brought in earlier just to give it that feeling. And as for the track mix and stuff, the low end is a bit muddy. And there seems to be some stereo imaging on there, which is making it feel a little bit wide and I guess again a little bit muddy. So I think pulling the width out of that and cleaning up the bass would sound good. Just with some EQ, make sure there's not anything else really overlapping in the low end. Just slightly. It actually sounds pretty good, but just slightly clean up the low end. And then the hats are good where they are. They could also be 1 or 2 decibels louder max, I'd say, but you could also leave it the volume that it is now. Same with the clap. Cool. Up next we have Joko with Night Movers. Intro a little bit. It could have a tiny bit more high end to it to cut through the mix. Ooh. Bassline's super cool. Nice arrangement so far. What? Oh. Yeah, the kick definitely needs a bit more high end to cut through the mix. No problem, Sergio. Bassline's super cool. I love the modulation on that, making it sound different without changing too much. Keeps it really interesting. Nice breakdown. I like how the track doesn't try to be anything it's not. It just maintains the energy, maintains the vibe. I think those leads need to be a little bit louder so it controls the track more, the main pluck. Wow, it was a long track. It didn't feel that long, or not super long, but 7.5 minutes. It didn't really feel like it, which is good. Yeah, so like that part, the soaring lead, you could probably take a little bit out of the midsection around here. Of the lead to give the plucks room. And turn up the plucks a little bit so that they're a bit louder. Let them control more of the groove of the track and fill up more of that space, and turn up the high end and the kick. Your kick looks great. Bassline sounds good. And the drums could probably come up 2 or 3 dB too. Yeah, so lead up a little bit, drums up a little bit, kick high end up a little bit, and that should be good. Bass can stay where it is, synths can stay where they are except for the lead, and that's gonna sound really nice. Well done. Up next we have DO5 with Isuka. Am I saying that right? A bit louder of a track. Nice kick. Nice groove, nice bass line. clap feels a little bit loud for me. That's cool. Nice, happy vibe. The track really tells a story, which is cool. And another nice melody. It's full of nice melodies, really cool vibe. Wow, what a vibe. Very video game 80s. Unreal track, D. I don't even know what to say. Just the clap is the only thing that stands out to me loud. You should definitely release that one. That's probably one of the best tracks I've heard you write. So cool. I think the kick could also be louder. Maybe the overall low end could actually be louder, like by about 10 to 15%. But you could probably sell this to literally a video game company. It's such a happy vibe. So cool. Yeah, wow, what a cool track. Well done. Yeah, nothing else to say about that one. Everyone really loved it. Very, very cool. All right, we're gonna go. Oh yeah, it's always. I mean, we always expect high AVD, so no pressure, but always expecting a lot from you. Up next, we have 3.14 with Let Us Ride For You. Are you stockpiling bangers? He absolutely is. Builds nicely. Heavy as balls. Nice. Wow, that's heavy as hell. Very cool sound design. Well done. So curious how you made all these sounds. It's really cool. It's like a plugin.
I don't really even know where to begin, or even really what to do, because no matter what I do, every time I get ahead, it's like I go back. I'm just gonna let this one ride.
Wow. I might need to get this track from you too. This is such a cool vibe.
I get ahead.
Yeah, send me this. The track is a little bit over compressed. You can see here it's very, very, very compressed. Right, you can see it getting sausage there and cut off. But what's the Lux at? Yeah, Lux at like 5 or 6. Like, that's pretty high.
Don't let this one ride.
But mix sounds good. Honestly, the only thing is the mix is a little bit overcompressed, like the master is overcompressed, and some of the bass is just a little bit hard to define, like what's going on, because there's so many elements. So I would suggest trying to balance a little bit better the bass elements. Maybe just the main grit of the bass can be turned up like 1 or 2 dB, maybe even 2 or 3 dB. And that way you can hear the bass groove a bit more. Because I think that's a bit more important than some of the other elements that you have. But yeah, the fact that you're getting that much volume of it's pretty awesome. And that's it, really. It's a really cool track. Well done. I'd love for you to send that to me. Up next, we have ARTM with Excavator. That's cool. Mix sounds great. Elements sound great. All the little details. Lovely melody. And see there how he put something new right there. That's important because this is going to repeat, but you need to bring in something new to keep it interesting. A little bit repetitive. Breakdown's cool. I think the kick could also have a little bit of high end. Drums sound perfect. The mix is really dynamic. I think it's a bit just slightly too long. I think that it's just got a little bit repetitive. You can definitely shave off at least 30 seconds to a minute on the track. And a little bit more high end on that kick, and I think that's really nice. Another track that I would definitely play, so I probably will since I have it now. But that's really it. It's just it's a bit tedious at some parts, but it would be really good for a club set, and just turn up the high end on the kick. That's more personal preference, but I do think it'll cut through the mix a bit better. We have 3 tracks left. Celtic with Ultraviolet we're going to set up next. Yeah, I really dig that track. That was good. This is the shortest stream I think I'll ever have done. Everyone's busy. It's a summer. Make sure I'm not missing anybody on Patreon. Nope. Really cool groove, catchy. That's cool. I like the piano. I like the organ. The bass might actually be slightly out of key. I don't know, it just sounds a tiny bit out. Maybe it's just the saturation on it. The vocal is nice, you're right. Yep, Antweezy, you can submit your track still. Just make a donation or sign up for Patreon. Third Eye, I didn't see your track. Where is it? Can you post a link? I never saw a link. The mix is pretty good. The vibe's pretty good. I love the vocal. The melody's nice. The kick sits nice in the mix. You could probably turn the kick up a little bit. Again, with this track, it sounds like it's really dark at the beginning. So the bass goes dun, 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 dun. It kind of gives this dark vibe, and then it goes into, which I don't love. I think it would sound better if it stayed that higher note. But it goes do 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 do. So I think if you change that just to be do 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 do, just the single atonal note, you could even go do 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 do, and go up in between those two notes. I think it would sound better because this gives a dark vibe, and then it doesn't sound out of key. It almost sounds out of key. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it does to me sound like it's conflicting a little bit. The rest of the mix sounds good to me. Maybe you could have a little bit more volume in the hi-hats. But actually, they sound pretty good. The master will bring that out, so that would be really it. Let's make sure I got those other tracks. So there's the one by Third Eye. Oops. Thank you for sending that. I'll add it to the queue. And then yeah, I got your donation. Thank you. Anybody else missing their track? 2SA, the donate button is next to the emojis next to the chat. So it says chat, emojis, and then donate button. It's the one with the $sign on it. And Tweezy, are you submitting something? You have a little bit of time left. All right, let's listen to New Choir Afro Tech track. The kick is a little bit snappy. The vocal's cool, but it's just a bit repetitive, like the track itself. Okay, 1 second, Tweezy. You'll have to send your link again. The track is quite heavily compressed. You can hear it. You can definitely see it here. Really cool though. Okay, the track's pretty cool. The track is cool. It's very unique. It's not like super club friendly, but it's a cool track. But the mixing's a little bit off. The kick definitely needs to be a bit louder. And you can see that the low end of the kick is a little bit all over the place. So the high end of the kick is punching through, and then there's a little bit of a gap, and then there's like a ramp up and down. And it changes. It's changing. It's not as loud here. It's louder here. It's in between here. So you just have to get your kick sounding right. You have to properly compress the kick, and you have to make sure that you're side chaining properly. It sounds like your bass line is hitting at the same time as your kick sometimes, and that's probably causing the overlap. So just make sure that you're side chaining properly. And maybe your kick could be compressed a bit better so that it feels like it's more together. And then the kick gets a little bit lost in the full mix. And like when the other elements come in, I don't even really hear the kick anymore. So I think the kick needs to come up in volume, maybe 2 or 3 decibels, at least, maybe 3 or 4 decibels. Yeah, at least like 4 or 5 actually. Everything else sounds pretty good. That part's really loud. And it's over compressed. The limiter's working really hard there. It's actually distorting the track, but I think if you increase your kick and then reduce the amount that you're limiting, it should help with that. Yeah, overall really cool track, but it definitely need those fixes in the mix. It's just not dynamic at all. It's a very flat sounding track, and it would sound much better if it was more dynamic. Let me just make sure. And Tweezy, can you send your link again? Okay, I'll grab your track, Vibe Weaver, and we'll listen to Full Case track, and then we'll grab those last 2, and that'll be it for tonight's stream. Some more here. Oh, congrats to Celtic. Danny Howells played one of their tracks. Congrats, guys. That's awesome. Ooh, nice bass line. Nice bass line, nice groove. Nice. Percussion's good. Mix is super dynamic. I like that you're adding new elements even though they're subtle. It's keeping it interesting. See you later, D. Thanks for hanging out. This is nice. This is different from you. A bit more chill, but it's sounding really good. Oh, that's cool. We got a few more tracks here that I forgot to add. Sorry, I'll let you hear that again. Groove on that's really good. Mix sounds really good. I'd say like parts like this and moving forward, I think you could have a little bit something just maybe a bit more exciting. Right, just gets a bit repetitive here. One shot, atmosphere, a new element. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Right, even simple, something super simple, super rhythmic. Bum bum. Or some sort of backing track that's like even quieter, but just something to, probably something more obvious would be good to keep that going. And I'd say it's a bit too long too. Since there's not too much going on, I would bring this down to at least 7 minutes. And you could even go a little bit shorter if you wanted to, but 7 minutes would be the max since it's a bit repetitive and not that like it's like tedious and repetitive, but it's just a little bit more like basic of a track, more of an opening type track. I love that. Whoa, sounds really cool, but I would also bring the volume of that up. And even what you could do is add some effects to that. So sometimes when it plays, add some crazy delays at the end, add some like shaper box effects or things to make it so that it's not just repeating the same thing throughout the whole track and it keeps people on their toes. The mix is really good. Nothing about the mix I would change. And I'm looking forward to hearing the updates on that one because it's really cool. Up next, we have Fluctuation by Adria Falco. Just skip ahead from the intros now that we have this done. problem. Is everybody's track on here now? I'm not missing any? The vibe is really nice. The track builds well. That's cool. Okay, so the track's cool. The vibe's good. The kick is a bit big for me. It sounds like it's taking up too much space in the mix. The hi-hats sound pretty clean and crispy. No problem, Ruka. I did your track earlier in the stream if you want to go watch it. Really nice track. The minimum is... no, there's no minimum. Yeah, the kick is just really taking up a lot of space in the mix, and it's just kind of dragging the whole dynamics down. Just, yeah. I think that the ARP could be a little bit louder. And the kick and bass can be maybe 1 or 2 dB lower, and then that would be it. And maybe the clap down like a dB. Maybe the clap's okay. Maybe the hi-hat could come up another half dB. I feel like there's just a couple things in the mix that could be a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, the low end's just a little bit too loud. And then the hi-hat could be like 1 dB louder. ARPs could be louder. I think that's really it. And the vibe's cool. Build-up's nice. But yeah, you lose the ARP a lot when the lead and the ARP are playing together. So I think that would sound better if the ARP was a bit louder. I think that's really it. Up next, we have Manchester. No, I don't like to give people a minimum on the super chat, because then if I give them a minimum, they're probably just going to pay the absolute minimum. So pay what you want, but I don't like when people are just like, what's the minimum that I can pay for something? Just like, turn up a little bit. It's a bit quiet. Full vibe on this one. Nice. Nice. This vibe is really cool. I love that horn. That sounds amazing. Some psychology there. Yeah, I mean, I get emails from promoters sometimes, and they're just like, "Hey, what's the lowest price that you'll take?" And I'm like, you don't start a conversation by asking me what's the lowest price that you'll take. It's just disrespectful. So when I tell people there's a minimum, it's just like, yeah. And if you really can't afford it, then I don't want to give a minimum. If you can only afford a couple dollars, I don't want to gatekeep that for anybody. This vibe is cool. I like it quite a bit. The kick, maybe could have a little bit more low end to it. Yeah, that horn is super effective in this track. Nice. Good use of that saxophone. Yeah, the kick to me has just a little bit of too much top end. It's just a little bit too snappy, so it's cutting through the mix quite a bit. And I think that it should be a little bit less snappy. It will help it be a bit beefier in the low end. Hat sounds great. Snare sounds good. Bass sounds... The bass could be maybe a little bit louder. all the little details and stuff are making it sound very dynamic, which is good. Like a lot of the background sounds, the little layers, the little details and stuff is giving it a lot of dynamics and making it sound really interesting. So that's all really good. It makes the mix feel full. Yeah, a lot of width. Very well done. I don't think there's anything else I'd say about that. No, I think it's really good. Next we have the corner of 7th and Acid. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. We're done in 2 more tracks. What's on? Okay. Full vibe on this one. Nice. The mix is a bit sharp. The low end is too quiet, the high's a bit bright. Build up, breakdown's really nice. Huge breakdown build. Very well done. Giving DO5 vibes. Nice baseline change. Yeah, it's a bit busy here. But I think it's okay as long as you just fix the low end, make it a little bit louder. Fix your kick being a bit snappy. And there's a bit of a gap there between your kick and there. I think you should try to close that gap either by editing the samples or by EQing. It looked better over here. Oh, never mind. And if the low end overall just feels quiet, push that up a couple dB. Oh, I just realized that my chat was not updated for the past like 5 minutes. Yeah, a lot of amazing producers here, definitely. Oh, awesome! Welcome to the stream, Antuizi. Hope that hope the feedback was good on your track as well. And oh, we're organizing the cheapest event possible. Can you bring your own speakers? Okay, yeah. So yeah, just that's the main thing. Low end needs to be pushed up. The mix otherwise sounds pretty good. A little bit busy, but I think it's fine because of the style of track that it is. It's going to be a little bit busy. But yeah, I am fixing the low end. It's going to, let me just see what it would sound like if we just push up the low end quite a bit. Huge difference. So that'd be fixed probably in mastering anyways, but I just pushed it up almost, I'd say 5 dB. You could push that up. Maybe 4.5. Let's go 4. Between 4 and 5, and it would sound much better. All right, last track of the night, we have Rush.
Are you in a rush? Slow your roll. Are you in a rush? Slow your roll. Calm the fuck down, calm the fuck down, calm the fuck down. Are you in a rush? Slow your roll. Calm the fuck down, 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 calm the fuck down.
Nice.
Slow your roll.
The vocal's a bit loud here.
Slow your roll. Coming from.
Yeah, vocal's just a bit too loud.
Are you in a rush? 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 You in a rush? You in a rush? Are you in a rush? Are you in a rush? Slow your roll. Are you in a rush? Slow your roll.
Oh, that vocal trick is really cool.
Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Are you in a rush? Slow your roll.
Very cool.
Are you in a rush? Slow your roll. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Slow your roll. Calm the fuck.
Yeah, really cool.
Slow your roll. Fuck down. Calm the 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 fuck down.
Yeah, perfect. I have fun, exactly. Yeah, vocals a tiny bit too loud. I feel like that drop didn't really hit super hard. Yeah, I think the vocal here, it doesn't hit right. Like, it like the vocal hits, the drop hits when the vocal isn't really hitting, if that makes sense. So it doesn't really sound as good. Like, I feel like it should hit on the same start of that vocal. Right? Like it just kind of makes it feel like it's coming in on a weird time. But I like the idea of the repeating vocal on the drop. That's cool. Sidechain baked into the stem, any tips? You could try compressing it, or you could try compressing it, or you could try some crazy volume automation with the utility. This would be really difficult. Oh, it would be that difficult actually, but you could draw it in like this, and then like scoop it up so that it's louder. So the part that's actually quieter, right? If it gets quieter on when it side chains like this, the waveform would be going down. You would just bring it up in volume and then repeat that. Just literally copy and paste like this. And every time that the sidechain is bringing the volume of that stem down, you're pushing it back up. So as the volume's going down, you're turning up the audio, which means it's going to try and balance it out. Does that make sense? Kick could also be a tiny bit longer. And I think that would be it. I'm gonna share just one thing. I would appreciate it if anybody could go watch this new YouTube video that I did, because it kind of went under the radar because I haven't posted in a while. I posted something really recently, and it's just a good video that I think people should watch, but I just don't think it did very well because YouTube doesn't really like when you take a break. So I've taken a bit of a break, coming back now, and I just made a new video, and it just didn't do very well. So I put a link to that in the chat, and if everybody wants to check that out, it's about a 12-minute video, and I think it's actually quite a good one, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. That being said, we're done. So thank you everybody for the support, and thanks to the patrons for the support, everybody in the stream, donations, everything, appreciate it. And if you're not signed up for Patreon already, you can definitely go to patreon.com/dowdmusic, and you can sign up and get feedback on the next streams, get a bunch of project files, sample packs and stuff included. And I'm gonna go have some dinner. I wish everybody a good rest of your week.